Hundreds of black men are imprisoned, sent to prison daily, yearly, monthly, weekly, hourly, secondly. And some of them are not guilty of any crime. Some of them were at the wrong place at the wrong time. Some of them are unable to prove their innocence and therefore they are in prison. We don't need to actually go and actually dissect that matter, but that we are certain of that. Thoroughly, and maybe an individual that could actually be labeled onto that at the moment. But what we do know, many people are actually brought to prison, go to prison for whatever right and wrong. There's no doubt in the world's mind and evidence that Diddy has been doing some monstrous acts, callous acts to people. There's no doubt about that. Whether it's legal or illegal, there's no doubt about his usage of people, abuse of people, and the power that he has displayed over people. Now, with that said, I want to look at something which I think is perturbing to me, even the very thought of it. I want to read an headline for you and read some things out of the headline. Nobody asked. President Trump doesn't rule out pardoning Sean Diddy Combs. And this was actually written by Erin Mansfield. And I'm somewhat surprised that the thought is there that the president is actually contemplating it or thinking about it. President Donald Trump said he had not been approached about pardoning the rapper known as Diddy, but did not rule it out when asked if he considered clemency move during an Oval Office press conference. Fox News reporter Peter Dushi questions Trump on May 30, a few days ago, about a possible pardon of Sean Combs, which we know are referred to as Diddy, the musician who is on federal trial in New York for racketeering and sex trafficking. The two men have been friends in the past. Read that part for you. The two men have been friends. It's clear to me that money makes a difference in this system. Thousands, hundreds of black men across the world, including America, have been imprisoned by a system which, rightfully or wrongfully, have placed them there. And a number of them are not pardoned. A number of them are not thought of in terms of clemency. And a man who is clearly a villain has destroyed many people, has maimed many individuals, a president of a country is saying he has not ruled it out. What a statement to make about money. And a number of persons were actually listening to my YouTube channel. You may not see what is actually going on in this world, that money makes a difference. And those persons who clearly seem to have the money and the hype seem to can get away what is happening. And a number of persons on the YouTube space, it's about flair, it's about awakening the people's mentality and their consciousness. I am not about entertaining persons. I'm about providing with information for you to recognize what is and for you to make better decisions in terms of living your life. Having said that, I want each person to understand clearly that if you ain't have money, you are nobody. It is money that you can use to navigate where you are in this world. It's a money-driven world. And all those persons think it's about hype on Facebook or hype on any other form of social media platform. That is not it. If you get into trouble today while you're hyping, you go to jail, just like the man who is not hyping, because you have nothing. Understand the system, that it is structured towards benefiting the rich. And if you are not rich, ladies and gentlemen, do not make certain decisions avoid trouble at all costs. Even though you avoid trouble, as I said before, there are persons who have been wrongfully placed in prison because they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And they have been shafted. How it is that a president, listening to what is unfolding at Diddy's trial, decide to pardon Diddy when there are many other persons who are in prison wrongfully. It says what an unfair system we have. And a number of you are looking at the hype and not see what is really going on. Understand that this world ain't for you if you have nothing. On social media platform, ranting and raving and actually using decent language and cursing and showing your rump and this thing means nothing. Get a hold of yourself. Understand that this world is about those who have it, and those who don't are nobody. If you have money and you are in circles and friends of people, you can get off by doing the worst immoral act to humanity. It's clear that the system is not structured for us. If you are black, it's not structured for you. If you're black and has no money, it's not structured for you. And if you have money and black, it may not be structured for you too. But at least if you are friends of somebody and have money, it makes a difference. The two men have been friends in the past. Friends. Diddy deserve to go to prison. Some of the things that he has actually done to people. Why am I saying he deserves to go to prison? Whatever he did with Cassie, that's a clear case of domestic violence. That warrants prison sentence. I'm not discussing racketeering. I'm not discussing sex trafficking. I'm saying what Diddy did to Cassie deserves to go to prison as a payment for what he has done this young lady. Yes, she might have been involved in some of the sex things that he did. Not discussing that part of the things, so not a matter altogether. The issue I'm saying, what he did to her in terms of clear abuse warrants a prison sentence. Then if it is that the court finds him guilty, which is another matter now, how it is that the president is contemplating if he's to ask to pardon Diddy because they were friends. So what are you saying? All we need to do is be friends with the right persons and do things and get away with it? Is that the world we're living in? And why are we talking about God then, if that is the world that we're living in? Remove God from the sentence if the world is about unfair practices and it's about money and friendship. Take God out of the picture if that is what we're arguing. But we cannot be arguing about fairness, justice, morals, and then you will have somebody who is displaying immoral acts, unjust social behavior, and then we're going to want him to be free when another person is in jail for doing the right thing. And he or she is not pardoned because he doesn't have money or he doesn't have a friend. What a system we're actually discussing. What a system we are living in. So when do we use God? God is only used to trick. God is only used to fool. God is only used to water people's appetite, not to stand up and fight what is actually going on. Look at the information that is being presented in your eyes for you to recognize the fact that you as a person needs to be careful in the things that you do. Walk with your ancestors, hopefully your ancestors guide you into the right thing, and for you to listen that inner spirit that comes and speak to you about things. Because per adventure you get yourself into trouble and you have no money, you are no one and you will suffer. I want person to understand. Do not be fooled by social media platform. Do not be fooled by those persons who are displaying their rump and displaying their breast. Do not be fooled by that. When it comes to the reality of what is happening, it's about those who have money, those who have friendship. They are going to protect each other at all cost. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel as I continue to provide you trusted information for you to use to make a decision. Not an easy thing to deal with, but the reality is out there. Friendship and money matters.